Let's break a myth right now. You don't need money. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need to play games or send 100 texts. What you need is presence. What you need is awareness of the things that truly move her, emotionally, psychologically, subconsciously. Because here's the brutal truth. Women don't fall for men just because of looks. They fall for how a man makes them feel about themselves in his presence. And that feeling? It's created through specific moves, deliberate, powerful actions that spark curiosity, safety, and admiration all at once. You see, modern men are told to chase, to validate, to prove. But the men who win, especially the Stoic, emotionally intelligent ones, don't move like that. They move differently, and when they do, women lean in. Their eyes follow, and their hearts start racing without even knowing why. Let's break down those exact 9 moves. Here are the first 3. 1. The controlled gaze. Your eyes are weapons, but only if you know how to use them. Most men either avoid eye contact out of insecurity or stare awkwardly trying to impress. Both are weak signals. A Stoic man's gaze is calm, grounded, unshaken. When you look at her, you don't ask for connection. You command it. Let's say you're at a cafe. She glances at you. Instead of quickly looking away or locking eyes like a deer in headlights, you hold the gaze softly, steadily, with just a hint of a smirk, like you know something she doesn't. This is psychological dominance. It tells her, I see you, I notice you, but I'm not moved by you. That subtle tension stirs desire. She starts to think, who is he? Why is he so composed? Why didn't he break eye contact like the others? That's the beginning of obsession, because you've now entered her thoughts without saying a word. 2. Stillness in chaos. The average man mirrors the energy of the room. If it's loud, he becomes loud. If she's nervous, he gets nervous. He's reactive. But a Stoic man is still in the storm. His energy is so rooted, so grounded, that it actually stabilizes her. Imagine this. She's ranting. Her day was stressful. She's emotional. You don't interrupt. You don't try to fix it. You just sit, listen, maybe sip your drink. Your breathing is calm. Your posture relaxed. And that stillness? It sends a primal message to her nervous system. This man is in control. I can relax now. She begins to feel safe. And when a woman feels safe, her walls drop. That's when desire flows. Your stillness doesn't just make you attractive, it makes you irresistibly magnetic. 3. Low-toned voice, slow words. You've probably heard that women respond to confidence. But here's the truth. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. A deep, slow, deliberate voice signals power. Not the fake baritone men put on, but the calm, quiet control that says, I'm not in a hurry. I know you'll listen. When you speak slowly with intent, 2 things happen. 1. She leans in, literally and emotionally. 2. Your words feel heavier, more powerful, more intimate. Now combine that with the right phrasing. Say something like, you know, I don't think most people ever really see each other, but I see you. Deliver that in a soft tone, with a pause. Her breath will change, because it's not just words, it's the energy behind them. Women crave that level of emotional intimacy and presence. And when you combine the low-toned voice with eye contact and stillness, it's game over. 4. The strategic silence. Most men fear silence. They rush to fill it with small talk, nervous laughs, or over-explaining. But a wise man, a Stoic, embraces silence like a weapon. Why? Because silence forces the other person to feel, to think. And with women, that silence allows tension to build. Imagine this, you ask her a meaningful question. What do you truly want out of life? Then you stop. You don't interrupt. You don't try to make her comfortable. You hold space. You let her sit in it. And something incredible happens. She reveals more. She feels more. She starts associating that depth, that rare depth with you. Because you're not rushing. You're not scared. You're in control of the moment. That's rare. That's unforgettable. And that's what makes you unforgettable too. 5. The precision compliment. Most compliments are lazy. You're hot. I like your hair. You look good. Forgettable, calm, and weak. But the precision compliment? That's a surgical strike. It's when you notice what others don't, and you express it in a way that pierces through the noise. For example, there's something about the way you talk. It's like you're hiding a part of yourself and hoping someone sees it. That kind of compliment, it hits her soul. It makes her feel seen, not just looked at. Why does this work? Because every woman wants to feel understood, not just praised. And a compliment that exposes her depth tells her you get her, possibly more than anyone else ever has. That's when she starts thinking about you at night. That's when you start living rent-free in her heart. 6. The slow physicality. A touch can speak louder than words, if it's intentional. But here's what most men get wrong. They rush. They grope. They make it all about them. You, on the other hand, must move with deliberate patience. Let's say you're walking together. She says something funny, and you lightly touch her arm, just for a moment, then pull back. That 1-second touch carries more energy than 10 minutes of desperate holding. Or she's sitting next to you, and instead of putting your arm around her, you let your knee gently brush hers and don't pull away. You let her feel your presence, the weight of your energy. This does 2 things. 1, builds anticipation. 2, triggers her imagination. And trust me, her imagination is where true desire lives. 7, commanding boundaries without anger. A lot of men either let women walk all over them or overcorrect and become aggressive. But the Stoic man? He sets boundaries with calm certainty. No anger, no begging. Example, she's constantly late or she disrespects your time. You say, I value my time. If you want to see me, be on time. If not, that's okay too. You don't shout. You don't argue. You simply show her you're not afraid to walk away. And here's the twist. Women don't want a pushover. They also don't want a dictator. They want a man who knows his standards and never compromises them for anyone. This kind of emotional strength is rare. It creates a level of respect and fascination that most men will never achieve. Because once she knows you don't need her, that's when she starts needing you. 8. Speaking with purpose, not performance. Today's world is filled with noise, endless talking, useless bragging, fake flexing. But when you speak with purpose, you cut through all that. You don't just tell stories to impress her. You share your thoughts to reveal your values, your worldview, your sense of meaning. Instead of saying, I make good money, you say, I work hard because I've seen what life looks like without options, and I never want to be that man again. See the difference? One sounds like a show-off. The other sounds like a man who's been through something and grew stronger from it. And women don't fall in love with achievements. They fall in love with the man behind them. So when you speak like a man who has nothing to prove, but everything to teach. That's when she leans in, not just to hear you, but to understand you. 9. Making her earn your vulnerability. Most men dump their emotions on a woman too early. They think being vulnerable means oversharing, crying, bleeding their soul on the first few dates. Wrong. True Stoic vulnerability isn't about weakness. It's about selective openness. It's when a man who is usually composed, calm, unshaken, reveals a scar, but only when she's earned it. Imagine this. You've spent weeks showing her your strong, grounded side. She sees the man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't overtalk. Then one evening, when the mood is right, you say, most people think I don't feel much. Truth is, I just learned to survive a world that tried to break me. That one sentence, it's a key into your soul. She realizes you have depth beneath your strength, and now she's hooked, because what's rare becomes sacred, and your vulnerability becomes her privilege, not her entitlement. That's emotional mastery. That's masculine mystery. 10. Walking away with peace, not punishment. Here's the truth. Not every woman deserves your time, your energy, your soul. But most men, when they walk away, do it with bitterness, anger, or desperate attempts to make her regret it. That's weakness. The Stoic man, he walks away peacefully, not because he doesn't care, but because he respects himself more. He says, this no longer aligns with who I'm becoming. I wish you well. And then he disappears. No games, no posts, no attention seeking, just silence and growth. And guess what? That silence will haunt her far more than words ever could. Because when a man walks away without needing revenge, it shows he's already won. A man who can walk away with peace is a man no woman forgets. Final word, be the storm that stands still. In a world where men are told to beg, bend, and break for women, you must be the still mountain, the calm in her chaos, the mirror that reflects her truth without flinching. You don't chase her. You don't try to become what she wants. You become a man so anchored, so unshakable, so damn rare, that she either levels up to meet you or gets left behind in the noise. That's the Stoic path. And once you walk it, you'll never need to ask, how do I attract her? She'll feel it, she'll see it, and if she's wise, she'll never let it go.